So, yesterday went on for a bit longer than I thought it would. I think we started at 10 and ended um, at 8. Um, that, I think the video for that is actually still uploading. I don't even think it's, like, in existence yet. Actually, should I even be recording this? Will I have the hard drive space for it? Because it's still on my computer, because I don't delete them until after it uploads. Huh. Well, anyway, PSO2 day, triple PSO2 day, only comes around twice a millennia, so it was worth it. I woke up at 8 p.m. today. And about what I said yesterday, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am happy with my life. I'll figure it out, I wouldn't worry about it. Then again, if you made $1 million a year, it would take 1,000,000 years for you to get $1 billion. So, if you think of it from that perspective, at the rate I'm going, it's... yeah. But no, I am happy with my life. It's just I can't shake the feeling that I must be doing or I've done something wrong to, have it be unfulfilling. I mean, I am happy. I am happy. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I just can't shake the feeling that I must be doing something wrong. But enough of that. It will be okay. And I'm actually not too happy today. I'm having a bit of a bad day. Something not so great happened. But you know what always cheers me up? Basically, some people that I really cared about made it very clear I was no longer welcome around them, and it hurt a lot. But you know what always cheers me up? Pokemon. It's my favorite game. But recently, and it's funny that we're going into kind of like a negative topic when I say, oh, it cheers me up. This whale. It's a good looking whale. But I mean, Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, they're fine games. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my time with them. I think they're great games. But there are smaller parts of them that made me concerned for the future of the series as a whole. And when I say small, I mean very, very small. Like TMs and Diamond and Pearl becoming single use. the fact that in order to access the GTS Global Trade Station in Sword and Shield, you have to download Pokemon Home, which is like a completely separate app. I mean, it's really no on, and you have to download it on both your Switch and your phone, because the Switch version of it allows you to put your Pokemon from the game into Pokemon Home, but it doesn't allow you to access the GTS for some reason. So only so then you have to put your Pokemon, use the Switch version to put your Pokemon in Pokemon Home, and then you have to use your phone to use the GTS. Um, I don't know why it's like that. It's literally the most. It's a three-step process when it has in the past only been a one-step process. Um, and it made completing the Pokédex be a big chore, and that just kind of made me um, feel like, the future, okay, it starts with this, but like what happens next? And then Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was like, remember when we made TM's infinite use in Gen 5? What if we didn't? And I was just like, mm. I was going I was saying how, like, before Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out, that like a lot of the remakes I didn't like as much as the originals, because um how it's basically like, a later game, an earlier game that plays by, later game rules. Um, but I guess I didn't realize what I was saying, because this is a very big case of be careful what you wish for, because playing the game 6 times to get um, Earthquake on your team members is not a good experience. Um, or even just playing the game multiple times just because you have 2 Pokemon on your competitive team that need the same move. It's it's the worst. Now, they do alleviate this a little bit by giving you multiple TMs and the fact that they are farmable, so you actually don't have to play through the multiple game, but like, it's still not great. um, but just as I was like getting really worried about the future of this series, that like gradually, the quality of life features were like going away, and even though the games are still good, they were getting worse and worse. By the way, Diamond and Pearl doesn't even have GTS. The GTS is replaced by the GWS, which is only for Wonder Trades, and it's not even in the game yet. It's literally like there's an NPC standing outside of it that literally just says, it's coming in a later patch. And that later patch has not come out yet. um, and and on top of that, there's no compatibility for Pokemon Home with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, so I don't even think you can complete the Pokédex in those games. I think it's just because you can't get any of the Pearl exclusives unless you have, like, 2 Switches or a friend with the other game, and you meet with them in person. So it's like almost an impossibility in this day and age. I mean, of course, if you really want to argue that, like, oh, back in my day, as like, I get it. That was my day too, and it sucked. um, but then one game came out that changed everything. Um, and oh, what good timing! It came by on the slideshow I set up. Pokemon Legends Arceus. While the games prior to Arceus made me, worried about the series' future, Arceus made me very hopeful for the series' future, because it was really good. Um, but there also does exist, you know, that also does bring the question like, okay, but it's not a traditional style game. So does that mean I should still be worried about traditional style games, even though kind of like the untraditional games like Pokemon Arceus and maybe Let's Go Pikachu? Then that one's kind of a mixed bag, but Arceus, that like okay, we get more games like Arceus, right? What does that mean? Arceus has like no where it's just a completely single player experience. Okay, what does that mean for the traditional games and the multiplayer experience that comes along with that? I don't know. So I'm still kind of worried, but if they can incorporate what's good about Arceus into the traditional style games, then I don't think there is much to worry about. However, the GTS will still be a problem. Um, and, they kind of eased us into the whole TMs becoming one use again um, with the TRs in Sword and Shield, where it's like, all there were TMs, which were infinite use, but those were all like, the more underwhelming moves like Swift and Payback. um, and like Mega Punch and Hyper Beam, moves that you wouldn't really use in a competitive capacity. Where they put all the good stuff like Aura Sphere, Blizzard, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Thunder, those are all TM and TR and single use. So, and then Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl took it one step further by making all TM single use. Again, so that's kind of what I'm talking about, where it's like, okay, it starts with something that you just kind of shrug and be like, it's no big deal, and then it slowly like snowballs into like a bigger problem, and that's what I'm getting at by saying, I'm worried about the future of my favorite game. Um, but yeah, I mean, Pokemon's great. Um, other than my concerns. Um, other than that, Pokemon is great. I mean, um, it's shaped my life so much. I hesitate to say I'd be the same person that I am today without Pokemon. I have a great deal of empathy for um, non-human creatures, and I don't think I would have that if it weren't for Pokemon treating them as human creatures. I mean, in the lore anyway. You can be kind of addicted to your Pokemon in the games, and they'll love you for it. But that's neither here or there. Yeah. Uh, I just I just really like Pokemon, man, and I really hope Arceus is a sign of good things to come. And again, don't get me wrong, I loved Sword and Shield. I loved Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. There's just some things about it. Also, there was no Battle Frontier in Giant Shining Pearl. I was really looking forward to playing the Battle Factory again. So yeah, things like that have me concerned, but at the end of the day, I like Pokemon. And I'm gonna keep playing these games because I like these games. And yeah, I just really like Pokemon. Lapras, I think you're a little too young for that one. Or like, I think he says inexperienced in this one, but Pokemon, man.